Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you today. Early this morning, we are released from court from jury duty. That's freaking awesome to really show up for an hour and a half of work and get paid for 8. I think this is pretty damn good stuff. But I came out of jury duty as my phone was turning on as I walked across the street. I got my second dose of good news, is that the natural disasters are going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame. Honestly, it's a little bit of a kick in the nuts because of the fact that I thought this was going to be the year of demolition, but two guys much deserving. It's only sad that John Tenta is no longer with us. John Tenta as Earthquake had a good run in WWE. He, came in the late 80s, 80, 88, 89, came in as like a supporting act for Dino Bravo. And really with the help of Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan became the main event deal of that group, pushing Dino Bravo to the back. Probably the biggest moment of his career would be SummerSlam 1990. A lot of people, well, I'll get to that in the end. But then we have Fred Otman, Typhoon, as he will go in. This will cover over his entire run in wrestling, just sort of umbrellaed under the natural disasters term. Tugboat, as a young Stevie Breach, Tugboat was freaking awesome. I really can't tell you a ton of the matches, but to me as a kid, that kind of like Tugboat threw himself on the sword for Hulk Hogan and the Hulkamaniacs, making sure that Earthquake at Survivor Series 1990 was counted out. Such a big part of that match. They keep bringing it up in commentary that Tugboat hadn't been in there. Tugboat hadn't been in there. He finally gets his chance to be tagged in as a legal man and just goes right after Earthquake, almost like it was their plan. That like, hey, it's going to be hard to pin this big dude. We need to just take him out. And the count out was the way to do it. The natural disasters, they had a tag team run. I can remember them versus like Legion of Doom. I just know of these two dudes as just really, really good guys. Artie Reynolds of WrestleCrap, the website, reached out and became friends, personal, real life friends with John Tenta. He's always said a bunch of nice things about him. John Tenta was a guest on WrestleCrap Radio in the very, very early days. He would go onto their message boards, answer a lot of wrestlers' questions. Seemed like he had a lot of fun with, helping out the fans of WrestleCrap, and as well as R.D. Reynolds. There was the the Spike TV series, not Spike. They talked about the days of Earthquake and his dying days, where he provided for his family when wrestling was no longer an option. That's when he was doing the trucking, and that's when he found out that he had bladder cancer, and he waited too long. A very easy form of cancer that normally, if caught early, could be taken care of, and he was taken from us. Since then, Fred Otman has done a lot for wrestling conventions, showing up as Tugboat, definitely making fun of himself the not Master Blaster. God damn it, what was his name when he fell through the wall? Come on, Steve. Shockmaster. Definitely making fun of himself as the Shockmaster. Appearances as Typhoon and this, that, and the other. A lot of East Coast conventions he's been able to be there. Lots of interviews, and as far as just like giving back to the wrestling community, being able to laugh at himself, a really, really good guy. These guys had their share of moments with what am I trying to say here? Of wrestle crap moments, John Tenta, Earthquake, coming back as being a part of the oddities. He did have one moment where he had a dark match, and I believe around 2000, might even have been later than that. Might have been in like 2002 when Earthquake really didn't fit in with the theme of WWE. I don't know if it was Vince just giving back, knowing that if he came in and he did a dark match, he'd get paid, and maybe that'd be just something to help out. But the dark match is out there. WWE has released it. I'm sure it's up on YouTube, but it's just one of those things of like, man, this is from a different galaxy, and it's just inserted into WWE today. Of course, you can think of like Legion of Doom coming in and doing a series of dark matches when they were thought of being brought back into WWF before Hawk's death, somewhere in 2001, 2002 is that time. But I think this is awesome. I mean, there are no strict rules for the Hall of Fame, but we've always thought there's going to be a Hall of Famer that is like the main event. That's obviously going to be Triple H. We have a women's wrestler, so we have Michelle McCool. We have a tag team in the Natural Disasters. I would love for them to add one more, but they're putting together that Hall of Fame class. I still don't know. I've been a little bit disconnected the end of last week to today. I haven't been going on the WrestleMania Reddit, so I'm not really sure if they've locked it down. The Hall of Fame is going to be after SmackDown, or if they're trying to find a new way to do it. That was the last thing that I heard, but I'm all for this. This is awesome, and as of right now, I'm probably going to get off here, head over to Facebook, and see if Artie Reynolds had anything positive to say about John Tenta. Great dude. I mean, these guys, they really deserve it. As the best time that I had in wrestling growing up as a kid, and I think that's what most of us did. If I remember back to like 1990, which is when I like to watch the Coliseum home videos and the old pay-per-views, that's kind of what I fall at most. Like when I'm, falling asleep and I'm trying to put something on. That's kind of my time period, 90, 91, 92, that I go to the most. And Hogan had a lot of feuds, and Earthquake was the biggest. Of course, there's that big, huge rumor that actually Fred Otman, Tugboat, was supposed to turn heel on Hulk, but they ended up going with Sergeant Slaughter instead for WrestleMania 7, which in my mind is a much bigger match. But I think the storyline would have been that Tugboat was there selling the friendship bracelets, keeping Hulkamania alive for Hulk Hogan to come back as he made Suburban Commando. And then when Tugboat got injured, Tugboat would have got injured at SummerSlam because he just doesn't show up. You would think the build-up to SummerSlam, it's going to be like some sort of a tag match, but it's just Dino Bravo and Tugboat on the outside. Right before SummerSlam, they take out Tugboat, and he's replaced by the Big Boss Man. Kind of an upgrade, I guess you can say. But I think the plan was for them to say, like, Hogan didn't care about Tugboat. Hogan never called when he was, rehabbing to come back from the attack from Earthquake. But instead, they just plugged him into Survivor Series, and from there it was all she wrote. And then shortly after that, Earthquake and Tugboat just become friends. He changes his name to Typhoon, and we have the Natural Disasters. Tag champs. Peace out.